I was cut from a different cloth, don't got time for the bullshit. A lot of niggas done switched up, but I'm bossed up on some bullshit. Bank rolls is bustin'. I fuck it off, it's nothing. I get it back in no time. Them blue faces I'm touching. Yeah, my name say buzzin'. I'm doing something you wasn't. Every day on the money chase, I get the shit from my brother. Time wait for nobody. I get to it and run it up. I've been trapping since back then. I seen a lot while coming up. I can't let shit slow me up. When they notice me, they know it's up. Been doing shit for too long.
Yo, what up, guys? You know who it is. It's your boy Kofi with KO Sports Talk, back at with another video. And man, guys, it's been a while, man. It's been a while, man, since I've had my guest on here, man. My other co-host, we've been doing the Main Event Podcast for a minute, and is really glad to have him. I got the champion, the boxing champion, my man, Jonah Pitney. Introduce yourself, Jonah Pitney.
Man, thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been able to do this. You know, of course, going to school, doing everything, going through a whole bunch of changes we both have. But shit, man, I'm happy that your channel's still growing, man. I'm happy that this has been picking up, and you know, you got a lot of stuff going on for you. So yeah, it's good to be back and get this on and popping.
For sure, man. Yeah. I know, like, a lot of stuff's been going on, you know, family stuff. Lots of stuff been going on ever since, you know, we've done our last episode. But you know, in today's episode, you know, even ever since we did our last episode, a lot of stuff even has been happening. You know, Justin Fields, he's been breaking a lot of records. He's had that 7-game streak of like rushing yards. He had like 711 yards of rushing. That's an NFL record. He had on a 7-game win streak. And the fact that he's very close to breaking the rushing record and very close to getting that 1,000-yard rushing has been pretty amazing. And also his passing game has really been developing. His last game was one of the best passing yards he's had so far this season. He's had 254 yards against Green Bay, and luckily enough, Green Bay's passing defense, I guess, was ranked number 4. It's ranked number 4 right now in the NFL. And coming into this game, he's going to have a big test because he's going to face the Philadelphia Eagles and their stacked team. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, they're going to come to Soldier Field. It's going to be a cold game. It's going to be in the 20s. Very cold game. It's going to be a not a high stake game. It's going to be a tall task for this Bears team because they're having a quarterback in Jalen Hurts who's playing out of his mind, having an MVP season. He's has 22 touchdowns so far, passing touchdowns so far this season, 3 interceptions. And to go along with that, he has 10 rushing touchdowns. So overall, he has 32 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And so that's very phenomenal. He's having playing like an MVP. And regardless of what anybody says, you know, people are saying, oh, he has a offensive line. He has A.J. Brown. He has weapons. I mean, if you look at, you know, past MVPs, I mean, look how many quarterbacks have succeeded, you know, with a number 1 option. You know, you've had Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVPs. He's had Devontae Adams, is number 1. Patrick Mahomes, he's had Tyreek Hill. Tom Brady, he's had, what's his name, Gronk. They've had number 1 options. And so you got to give credit where credit's due. And I give credit to Philadelphia, the coaching staff, the players, the offensive line. That offense line is stout. That defense line is stout. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due. So going into this game, like I said, it's going to be a big task for the Chicago Bears team. So, Jonah Pitney, what do you think about this? What do you think about what's going to go into this game?
Well, it's a lot of things that's going in onto this game, and most importantly, just to add on to what you said, most important thing that makes Jalen Jalen Hurts and make the Eagles team very stout is the scheme, especially the offensive scheme. They made sure to scheme to his strengths and tried their best to take away all his weaknesses. That's the reason why he has that 22 touchdowns, 20 interceptions, 10 rushing touchdowns, because they made sure to scheme and bring in the right. He do pass the ball. He's he looks very good at it. Now, just to answer the next question going into this game, it can go two ways simply. This can be a very close game because Justin Fields dominates, or Philadelphia Eagles, who's been real good at doing good against them, they can simply just turn around and scheme to stop Justin Fields, stop him completely, and this turn into an absolute blowout. This can turn into a whooping from start to finish. We already know that this Bears team struggles to stop the run. They struggle to stop the pass. Now, last week, they did better against the run in the pass. They was able to slow down Green Bay pretty well. Aaron Rodgers was less than stellar against his Bears passing unit. They even had a starters out there. They was able to basically stay glued to the wide receivers, shut it down, and do everything. But this is a different wide receiver group. The group has more experience, so we're just going to have to see exactly how this team defensively be able to slow down the Philadelphia Eagles, and offensively, how well is Luke Getsy is going to be able to scheme to have Justin Fields perform. Because we already know, of course, he got an injured left shoulder. So we know he's not going to be running the football like that, like he did initially. It's going to have to be more ad-lib more than anything. And Luke Getsy is going to basically have to scheme these wide receivers open because we know that they have the least amount of separation. The only one who's averaging a lot of separation, I think 5 yards on separation, is the tight end. And that's it. So unless the tight end is going to be getting open, unless Cole Kmet is going to be open almost every play, they're going to have to try to find a way to get everybody open. And then that way, when Cole Kmet do be open, they're able to get him down the field, either seam routes, deep hook routes. Try to make sure he used that 6'6", 6'7" body so that he can block them off and catch the football. Other than that, man, it's a lot of variables that really goes into this game.
Yeah, and definitely speaking of Cole Kmet, I think he's definitely going to have to step up this game because Chase Claypool, he's going to be out this game. Of course, Darnell Mooney is out. Like some of your key players are going to be out. So I'm going to be looking to Cole Kmet to have specifically him to have a big role this game. Because, I mean, last couple games he's been playing really well. I think he's had like maybe 5 touchdowns his last maybe 5 or 6 games. And he's been getting like a lot of yards. So he's definitely coming to this offense. He's definitely has come far from where he was beginning of the season. And so I think the Bears, they're going to be trying to get Cole Kmet involved a little bit more in the passing game. I mean, expect them to see more like him, more in the slant route, more in the end around routes, where they pretty much use him, or in the middle of the field. Because I mean, like I said, like right now, all your number one option, Darnell Mooney, is out, and then also Claypool is out. And I was really hoping Claypool would not be hurt because Justin Fields, he definitely needs to build that rapport with Chase Claypool and to build that type of connection with him because, we spent already a 2nd round pick to get him. And, Matt Eberflus was talking about, he's still trying to come along on this offense. He's still trying to figure some things out, and to see them go down and still be out for this game is also, it's going to really hurt him and the connection that Justin Fields has. Another person I'm also going to be looking to, I really hope that they also include, is N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry, I think he's very underrated. I don't know why they didn't include him more, why Luke Getsy didn't include him more in that Packers game why he didn't include him, like he didn't give him more snaps in that game, because when he was involved or when he did play, he made a big impact. He had that long touchdown. I'm not touchdown. That long catch that he made. I think it was like a 50-yard catch. I think
Yeah.
that was he was probably pretty much kind of draped over Jair Alexander, and he was able to catch that 50-50 ball, and that's what he's really good for. I think they really do need to get N'Keal Harry more involved in this offense, as well as Velus Jones. Now, I know Velus Jones as well. He's kind of had his ups and downs so far this season, but when he definitely gets the ball in space, I mean, the guy's quick. The guy's fast, especially after yards after the catch, or just whenever he gets the ball in his hands, man. Like, the dude is a threat, like definitely a threat, you know. And
Yeah.
like I said, granted, he's had his miscues with the special teams with punting, but he's already cleaning that up. And I feel like they also need to kind of get him involved if they ever want to have a chance at all, if at all, beating this Philadelphia Eagles team or making
Yeah,
it
they
at
need
least
everybody.
a competitive game. Um, but like I said, what are your keys, man? Like, what are some of your keys for the Bears to beat this Philadelphia team, because they're a freaking juggernaut, and it just seems like they don't really have any weaknesses in their team, man. Like, I really don't see any weaknesses.
Oh, every team have weaknesses, Um, it's very simple. When you go against very good teams like this, you have to be unpredictable. That's one of the keys to the game. You have to be unpredictable. On rundowns, they're gonna have to pass the ball, but they're gonna have to pass it effectively. On passing downs, they might have to run the ball, at them times, but running effectively. They're gonna have to get big long runs, big decent sized passes going. Be unpredictable, and then when it's time to be predictable, still be able to execute and make it difficult for them to stop you. It's one of the main. That's what they're gonna have to be. Be unpredictable, and then when it's time to be predictable, still execute and make sure that they can't stop you. Scheme a play that makes it difficult for not only for them to stop you. Multiple NFL teams, no matter if they good or bad, can't stop you. That's number
Mhm.
one. Number two, they're gonna have to find a way to get pressure on a quarterback. That's another key to the game. That's always a main key to the game. Put
Mhm.
pressure on the quarterback. But we all know that this defensive line has 7 sacks all
Mhm.
season. They
That's terrible.
barely right. They barely able to get to the quarterback. So they're going to have to find a way yet again to scheme a way to put pressure on the quarterback, and hopefully the pressure is so immense that he doesn't find them holes in that defense where a defender left his key and left that opening, and then he don't adapt and have him run a quick slant in that area, or run a quick in route, or do a quick double move. So then once the defender jump it, they got someone streaming down the field and throw it over the top. So they're gonna have to find a way to do something like that. And last but not least, their special teams got to not fuck it up. They
Mhm.
have that's one of the main things. They have to be stout tremendously on special teams. They special teams in these close games that they had the opportunity to win. These special teams that always mess it up. They did it. They did it against Miami. They did it against Atlanta. They did it in multiple games this season. When the Bears have an opportunity to win or they're leading the game, the special teams find a way to screw it up. They have to be on point. We seen it with Velus Jones when he fumbled early in the year. All the
Mhm.
above, all of that comes into play. Their special teams have to be a plus and not a negative. Those are those keys to the game for me. That's what the Bears have to do. What are your keys?
Some good keys. I think one of the keys to beating this Philadelphia Eagles team, I kind of took a playbook out of the Washington Redskins, and one of
Okay.
the things that they did is that they definitely ran the ball down their throats. That's another thing that the Eagles struggle against was kind of stopping the run. And I think they just recently just signed Ndamukong Suh, I guess,
Right.
to kind of like fill one of their holes because that's one of their weaknesses um, in their defenses is stopping the run. And they also struggle with a lot of mobile quarterbacks. I think they got to really let Justin Fields design more RPO runs for him. I don't know. It's just why they specifically even stopped with the Green Bay during the second half or why they're being conservative. But if you ever want to have a
He hurt.
chance, especially,
Just to let you know, it was I think it was a play where a defense.
what were you saying? Oh, he kind of broke up.
That's
Hello?
basically why I happened.
Wait, what were
Yeah,
you
can
saying?
you?
I'm sorry, you broke up. You broke out for a second.
Okay, so I guess we did break out. Now, Justin Fields had tweaked his left shoulder in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what happened. He had pushed off on a D lineman when he threw the ball down the field. The lineman was ready to hit him. He
Mm-hmm.
pushed off to protect himself, to brace himself, and it was word that he tweaked his shoulder. I heard on the radio
Oh, against
maybe
Green Bay?
a day or two right after the game. Yeah, I heard on 670 to score. That's the reason why they made him real conservative the next day.
Oh,
It
the
was a little
second half.
tweak. He didn't right. He didn't it didn't feel too good. So other than when he broke that long run, that was it for him. They told him to stay in the pocket and protect yourself as much as possible.
Mm,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
that's basically what he did.
oh, okay. Well, but like I said, um, you're gonna have to design some running plays. I mean, yeah, you definitely want to protect your quarterback, but I mean, at the same time, if you ever want to have a chance to specifically at beating this Philadelphia team, you're gonna have to run the ball a little bit more often. And not only that, this is gonna be a very, very cold game. Tomorrow's gonna be in the 20s. So passing the ball is kind of going to be hard, especially specifically playing in these types of cold conditions. So they're really gonna have to kind of put an emphasis on the run game, try to get David Montgomery involved and a little bit more on the run game. And once you kind of get that going, you can start establishing more of the passing game a little bit more. But don't you gotta take what the defense can give you. Like if you see a short end around route that's open, go for it. If you see somebody open in the middle of the field, go for it. And then when you start doing that, that's when you can start opening up more bigger plays. But specifically, they're gonna have to establish the run. If you ever want to have a chance at, beating this Philadelphia team. Number two, of course, you gotta get pressure on the quarterback. I can't say this enough. I mean, when it's like even when I was watching that game, that Washington Redskins game or Commanders game. I'm sorry, I call them Redskins, but like
It's all good.
they were pressuring Jalen Hurts. They were definitely getting to him, and you saw him like getting rattled. Um, it's gonna be very difficult because we don't have the type of talent on our defensive line. Angelo Blackson has not
Exactly.
been playing well. Freaking Travis Gibson. I thought he was going to take another step in his development with the way he was playing specifically with Robert Quinn and
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
Khalil
he
Mack
had
going.
7 sacks. Right, he had like 7 sacks last year.
Yeah, he had 7 sacks last year, and he's regressed mightily. Dominique Robinson, I kind of understand. He's a project. He's still a rookie. And Taco Charlton, he kind of came onto the scene. Um, and I think we also signed a defensive tackle. I'm not specifically sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think we picked him up on waivers. It's like, man, like our defensive line is like literally, man, it's like on life support. Like even like in the last game, like we were getting, like Rodgers was getting so much time in the pocket, You know, even though he was playing
Yeah.
early, like he had so much time in the pocket, and like there were at times we were creating pressure, maybe once or twice, but other than that, like like we weren't creating any pressure, and like
None. We just got lucky that the corners held up.
right, exactly the corner solo, and yeah, of course the way our corners were playing, like our secondaries were playing really well. DeAndre Houston, Carson, Jalen Jones, those guys, Elijah Hicks, they were playing really well. Thank God, because they if if they gotten blown past by those receivers, it probably would have been a blowout.
Oh, it would have been a massacre out there. It could have been. It would
and
just so happen, like I said, they were hyped. All they
mhm,
heard was the reports of how Rodgers was going to smoke them, and they came
mhm,
out there focused and ready to play. And
mhm.
maybe they hearing the same reports again that the Eagles are going to come out there and they're going to kill them. So maybe they get them extra motivation to go out there and perform. If
And
not,
that goes to my
yeah,
third point. You got to play with extra motivation. You got to play with extra juice. You got to play like you're better than them. Not that you are better than them, but you got to play like, man, like we are the like, even though we're 3-10, we're gonna play like we're one of the better teams, you know. And
yeah,
like that's what happened when they were playing Green Bay. You got to play like you are one of the best teams. You got to play with that confidence and that extra juice. And when you do that, a lot of good things can happen, you know, especially with their secondaries. DeAndre Houston, Carson, he came in starting at free safety, I think, for Eddie Jackson. He played really well.
yeah,
Um, and then you also got Jaquan Brisker coming back from injury reserve. He's going to play, as well as Kyler
Gordon,
Gordon.
yeah.
That'll be a big boost. They got to play with some extra added juice, you know. Like I said, if they want to ever have a chance at beating this team, um,
I
AJ,
wouldn't even say necessarily beating. I would say at least competing with the team.
right?
Because the
Mm-hmm.
chance of them beating them is very slim to none. If they do, of course we're gonna be happy as hell.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's
We're gonna be
slim, but
talking more
it's
shit in a
possible
little
because
bit, but it's
it's
any given
possible
Sunday.
this could be a trap game for Philadelphia because, you know, like I said, the Bears, like this is they're playing for they're not they're playing for house money. They don't have really nothing. I wouldn't say they don't have nothing to play for. I mean, they do have something to play for because, you know, winning when you start winning, it's gonna kind of go into the off season. You're trying to establish a culture within the locker room, and that's what this coaching staff is trying to do. Like they're trying to get each and every player to play at their best, you know, and like that's kind of the key. I'm saying, like, yeah, you may not be better than the Philadelphia Eagles on paper, but you got to play like you're playing up to them, or if not that, better. You know, that's what every single football player, you know, they want to play up to their competition. Or they want to be as good, be better, or what's the word I'm trying to say? But they want to play like they're playing up to their competition, even if they're like the
Right.
best player or even better. You know, like you gotta play with that extra type of juice. You gotta play with that juice, that extra added motivation. Like, yeah, we got one of
Exactly.
the best teams in the NFL, you know, and going into this game, they can say, man, we got a chance to beat them. We got a chance to make a statement. Like going into to next season, when we win against teams like this, or even in a losing effort, when we are winning in a close losing effort, that kind of gives that team an extra added confidence. And so, like I said, if you ever want to beat them, you got to play with that type of juice, that type of energy. If you ever want to make it close, or if it possible, I'm not saying it's not possible. If you ever wanted to win,
Yeah. Yeah, it do. It just depends on how motivated your team is, how unfocused the other team is, because Philadelphia Eagles could just be looking past the Bears. They could be
mm-hmm.
more focused on, a better teams that's further along. That's probably what they did previously before with the Washington Commanders, and that's the reason why they got beat. Because honestly, they should have beat the Commanders.
Yeah, they
They
should
should
have.
have beat them, but they probably looked past them. They probably was like they ain't shit. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
stomp these guys out, and then boom, what happened to them is what happened. I don't know necessarily if that's what's gonna happen with this Bears team. The coach is probably telling them like, listen, This is like a trap game. Be focused, stay focused, because y'all seen this Bears team with Justin Fields is out there. No matter what's going on,
They can compete
when
with
he's
anybody with Justin
playing,
Fields. Mm-hmm.
right, like when he's out there, this team is capable of putting up 30 plus points on us. You said we
Mm-hmm.
seen what happened when he wasn't there when they played the Jets. 10 points. But when he's there, they capable of putting up 30 plus points. Be careful, be mindful of him. He makes the entire team better. Make sure you go out there and you stay focused. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they're gonna scheme up something. They're gonna have a different. They're probably gonna have a different spy on him every single play. One play might be a safety spot, next play linebacker spot, next play defensive end spot. They're gonna have somebody on him that's fast enough to track him down from sideline to sideline each and every play. Now, it's going to be at times that they're going to have exotic blitzes. Yes, they're going to have. They might have an exotic blitz along with the spot. All
Disguise
the above,
coverages. Mm-hmm.
right? Combination blitzes where one side they blitz and one side they in zone coverage, another side they in man coverage. Alone, they're going to try to make sure they find a way to get to them, but they're going to have to make sure they guess right on past plays and make sure that it's not a run play, delay a draw play or something like that, and David Montgomery be out there along the run. Also, Khalil Herbert supposed to be coming back as well, so that's this also added firepower for the Bears offensively in terms of running the football. So that's somebody that they've been missing out on for a little while as well, but of course he will be back as well. So we're just gonna see how it is. You
Mm-hmm.
know, what they're gonna be able, what they're gonna be capable of doing, what they're gonna be able to do. Like I said, I do not know. It is what it is.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I definitely feel you, and like especially like with Justin Fields. Justin Fields, he kind of adds that extra dimension to his running game. Like, yeah, Jalen Hurts, he's definitely like a mobile quarterback. He's dangerous, but like Justin Fields, like I've never seen a quarterback as fast as he is. And Lamar Jackson, he's scary fast. Don't get me wrong, but Justin Fields is like a special type of fast. Like literally every time you see him with the ball in his hands, you never know what he's gonna do. Like I've been telling like a lot of guys, I even been telling Charles this, like, man, Justin Fields, he kind of reminds me of Devin Hester with the ball in his hands. it's like it's like, man, whenever he gets the ball in his hands in space, it's like he's always like whenever he runs the ball, it's like he's always juking extra defenders, or like when he's about to throw the ball, you thinking he's gonna throw the ball, but nope, like he just jukes you and then he runs up for like a 60-yard touchdown. And so far,
Yeah,
like this season, like Justin Fields, he already has, I think, if I'm not mistaken, seven touchdown runs for like 60 plus yards.
right.
And like
Which that's an NFL record.
yeah, that's an NFL record. That's an NFL record, man. And like, man, it's just insane what he's doing. It's just like what you said. Like you're gonna have to have always a defensive end spy. You're gonna have a spy lurking on him. Somebody that's going um to always look out for him because he's very dangerous with his legs, very very dangerous with his legs, and it's like you never know what you're gonna do. And like also speaking upon that, I also kind of wanted to get into this. Do you think that Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts, right? Justin Hills versus Jalen Hurts. Do you think they're going to be the future of the NFC? Because you see other QBs in the NFC. You see Rodgers. He's getting older. He's seems like he's about to retire. Tom Brady. Tom Brady seems like he's on the tail end. Matthew Stafford look like he's on the tail end. You got what you call. Of course, you got Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. He's also fairly young. I mean, he's almost 30. He's kind of a little bit older. You got, of course, like I said, you got Matthew Stafford, Kirk Cousins. He's kind of a little bit older. It just seems like, like these two quarterbacks are going to be the future of the NFC, man. So, what do you think about that?
Well, they both fully capable of doing it, but what Justin Fields is going to have to improve on, which he's been doing it all season long. Of course, when he gets more weapons, it'll be
Mm-hmm.
even more improved. He has to improve their passing game. When teams is capable and able to stop that his quarterback rushing, how well can he throw the ball? Of course, he's going to need the weapons to do it. We've seen what happened when the weapons are open. He performs well when they scheme everything right. But when it's not schemed and you just need a for players to make a play, can he make them type of plays? We already seen what Jalen Hurts can do. It's also because they schemed correctly for him. They brought in the right players for him. So we seen Jalen Hurts do it. And barring injury, they both will be able to do this for the next 10 to 15 years. And shit, by the time they hit 15 years, you probably won't even be able to, it'd probably be 7-on-7 back then. You probably won't even have to touch the quarterback at all, and they be able to play for 25 years then shit. Where the NFL got it.
I know, right?
I'm just saying. But basically, these guys should be able to do it for the next 15 years, bar none. Like I said, unless injury hit, and pretty soon it's gonna be like other players coming in. What's his name? That broke his ankle early in the year for the San Francisco 49ers.
Trey Lance.
Right, he might be in the mix too.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
Jimmy
San
Garoppolo
Francisco's
got
really
hurt.
got a good team. They got really got a good team.
Right, because Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. Now, for Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt, now San Francisco will be in a huge flux because yet again he gets them to the playoffs, he gets them to an NFC title or something like that, or a Super Bowl. Now they looking crazy. Luckily he got hurt, so now they can just get rid of him and can't feel bad about it.
And the way,
So,
especially with the way Brock Purdy is playing, Brock
well,
Purdy has
that's
definitely been serviceable.
yes. They were smart enough. They smart enough to keep scheming for him. Right, he's serviceable, and he know his role, and they're scheming him to victory. When you got a good team and your quarterback is serviceable enough, and he know his role, he ain't trying to go out there and be a gunslinger. You can scheme your way to victory. This is what the
And look
Bills
at it.
did
They
with.
don't gotta. They don't have to have a all-star quarterback. They can have a
No,
competent quarterback and still go far in the playoffs. I mean,
right.
looking
That's how the
throughout
Bears
history.
did it. That's how the Bears did in
Exactly.
2018 with Chase Daniel.
Hmm.
His
They
ass
did in
was
'06 with Rex Grossman.
well. That was what I put it like this. They schemed him being offensive player of the month in September.
Mhm.
If they would have kept that same scheme going, his ass could have fooled everybody and won an MVP.
Yeah, he could have at least been in the MVP
His ass
conversation.
could his guy right. Well, he was in the MVP conversation for a while.
I mean, for the first couple of
So
weeks, for the
yeah,
first 5 or 6 weeks, but after that, it kind of like fizzled out,
yeah,
especially
fell
after
off.
that Cardinals game.
Yeah. So we'll see how that go.
Yeah.
And who else would it be that's still pretty damn young that can be a decent quarterback, you know.
I mean, Kyler Murray,
Possibly
Kyler
Jared
Murray
Goff.
could.
Yeah, well, yeah, Kyler Murray. Possibly Jared Goff. Possibly. People kept saying that he was ass. I kept saying I don't know how he was a 3-time Pro Bowler with the Rams. So how because he left, he all of a sudden gonna be ass. You gotta be somewhat competent to be a 3-time Pro Bowler. I don't care what
Right.
nobody says.
Right, and especially the
So
way he's been playing lately, he's been playing at a Pro Bowl level for the past
yeah,
6 or 7 games.
yeah, yeah, because they decided to finally scheme towards his strengths. And that's
Hmm.
getting the ball out quickly, not having
Hmm.
him hold that ball all goddamn day.
Hmm. Hmm.
He ain't that type of quarterback that after 7-8 yards, he gonna sling that motherfucker. And if he got a competent running game, then and he's real good off play action. That's what he's done. He's a play action quarterback.
I
Run the
think I even made
football.
a
He
video
play
about
action
that.
pass your ass today.
I made a video about like why people shouldn't be sleeping on the Detroit Lions, and one of them was because of Jared Goff. And
Well, that was last. That was
yeah, I think that
last
was
year.
last
That
year. I
was
gotta
last
remake it
year. It's
though.
just
Yeah, I gotta remake it again.
right. That was last year. It just didn't pan out too well for him because they ass
Yeah,
was getting backstroked all damn year that year.
and part of it, yeah, like you
But
said, was because of the play calling, and they didn't scheme up. They didn't scheme up plays to kind of put him in position to succeed. And now that they're doing that, you're seeing that Detroit is having a little bit more success, and their defense, they've been playing
right,
really well,
but
and it's translating to wins.
right, that old school football shit ain't working no more. Well, I got a playbook, and the quarterback is going to confine to my playbook, and we're going to make it work, and we're going to win because of my playbook. That's no longer working in the NFL. Imagine how many more quarterbacks would have made it in the NFL in the past if those head coaches would have confined to their skill level and not trying to make them confined to the playbook. Just
Mhm.
imagine how many more quarterbacks that's known as busts probably would have been successful if they would have did that.
Mhm.
Shit,
Like
it's
people are
this
saying, like would Patrick Mahomes succeed in this Bears offense if you
no,
switched
no. What we talking about with Matt
with
Nagy
Matt
early in his
Nagy?
career? Possibly because
Mhm.
possibly because like I said, Trubisky was able to do it, and Trubisky was fighting Nagy and still was getting wins.
Mhm.
So someone that's even better that know the playbook, possibly, yeah. It was just the simple fact that he probably would have got some wins too because he's more accurate. But he still would have been fighting the shit out of Nagy too. Nagy would
Mm,
still be here, and we'd still be pissed off.
mm. Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, even I don't know. I have a kind of a different perspective because he's drafted. He would have to go through John Fox, right? And
Yeah,
depending
yeah. That first year,
mhm, that first year, I
yeah,
think
that
their
first year.
record would not be. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'd be 5 or 6 wins. I don't know. But
Yeah, that's how it was with John Fox first year. They won 5 games.
mhm.
You
Like,
know,
do you think they'll
and
win the
then
same number of games if Mahomes was playing with that situation, or would they win a little
yeah,
more?
yes, because they didn't have good receivers.
Mhm.
All they
Their
had
best receiver,
was
I think, was what Dontrell Inman,
right,
Major
Dontrell
Wright,
Inman. Right, they best right, major right.
Major Wright.
The not Major Wright. Major Wright is he was a goddamn safety for us. I
Oh,
think
I'm
it was
sorry. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Kendall
thinking of Meredith,
Kendall
right?
right. It was Kendall Wright.
Kendall Wright. I'm sorry. Right, Kendall Wright.
Right, because
I'm
I'm
sorry.
like Major Wright. He was a goddamn safety that was right after Urlacher left. Him
Mm-hmm.
and Chris Concy got exposed.
Oh, hell yeah.
But yeah,
Some
it was
30
Kendall.
yards
It
for a
was Kendall
secondary
Wright
guy.
and Dontrell Inman. After that, Brandon Meredith got hurt and got traded the year before.
Right.
He wound up getting traded. No, he got released the year before, and then I think he got signed by the Colts and was ass, and I ain't seen him since. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how that went. Right after that, they signed um Allen Robinson, Taylor
Taylor
Gabriel.
Gabriel,
Um, who the hell was the tight? Trey
Trey
Burton,
Burton. Yep.
right? Trey Burton, and they retained a lot of guys from
Mm-hmm.
that 2017 team. Like, because that 2017 team, all they had was
Jordan
literally
Howard was pretty much the only
right.
offense.
Right, I was gonna say Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen was the only options.
Right.
Right, because Jordan Howard ran for like almost 1,300 yards, and
Mm-hmm.
Tariq Cohen ran for like 300 yards, had like 200, 300 yards receiving that year. So yeah, that was their whole offense was Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen and Kendall Wright. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, man, time fly, don't it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
About to
but
say,
go ahead.
I was about to say, because Tariq Cohen gone, Kendall Wright
Right.
gone, Inman, I don't even know where the hell he at. Allen Robinson is he
He
and
ain't
went
doing
from
so well
being
in LA.
one of the best receivers to being just straight up chronic doo doo now. I don't know what the
He's an
hell going on.
afterthought.
Right. There's the reason why he ain't get paid by us. So yeah,
But
it's
anyways,
a lot
man,
to happen.
let's go on. I'm sorry, we kind of got carried away, but let's go on to the predictions, man. Chicago Bears versus Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you got winning and why?
Oh, Eagles. Eagles. I got them winning 35 to 35-24 Eagles. The Bears are gonna keep it close early, despite the fact that their defense ain't gonna be able to hold water in the goddamn cup. But shit, it's gonna be simply because Justin Fields can go out there and do his thing. It's just that those few times that the Eagles do get stops on the Bears, they're gonna defensively. That's when their offense is going to be able to drive down the field and score, and then they're going to get another stop, go down the field and score. Then the Bears going to start trying to score and catch up, but their defense can't get stops. That's basically what's going to be the reason why the Bears is going to lose this game, like it's been going on all season long. The defense can't get stops, no matter how much the Bears offense score. Their defense can't stop a newborn baby from moving. Like they can't do nothing. So that's what's going to be. It's going to be like a 35-12 game. If the game is even closer, I'd be ecstatic to that the fact that they able to go out there and perform. But I expect it to be they get but well I'm gonna try to keep it PG. I'm gonna try to keep it PG on your channel, but yeah, they gonna get molested. They basically gonna get
So much
molested
for
out there.
that. They're just
They're
gonna
gonna
get
get molested
bullet.
out there. Right, they're gonna get smoked. They're gonna get smoked out there. That's what I'm expecting.
With my predictions, I think this is gonna kind of be a trap game for Philly. I think I got the Bears escaping this one on a
I
narrow
hope you're
victory,
right. I hope you're right.
24, 24-21. Um,
What? You think Philly gonna be held to 3 touchdowns?
yeah, because it's gonna
I
be cold. It's gonna be super cold.
I,
Hear me out. Hear
I
me out.
hope by the football guys that you right, and they don't be like just for saying that Philly gonna put a 42 on our ass.
Okay, at least it's gonna. I think it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna say this. At least it's gonna be at least 24-21 or 27-24. And the reason why I'm
Okay.
saying is because the fact that I think the Bears they're gonna come out playing. They're definitely gonna. They're not gonna just lay down.
Of
A lot
course
of
they're
people
not.
have them counting them out. Um, of course, for good reason because the way Philadelphia is playing, and they say they're not going to overlook Justin Fields, but I think they are in some type of way, and they're going to
They
think
do.
that
They are
they're better
fools.
than the Bears, and I think the Bears are going to really surprise them and come out playing very very competitively, and of course it's definitely going to be on their home turf, and due to the fact, like I said, due to the weather conditions, Bears are kind of used to playing with this type of weather condition. I think Philly's going to be struggling. They're definitely going to be struggling, and that's the
I
reason why I
don't
have this.
know. Don't Philly play outside too?
They do, but it's not going to be as cold as the Chicago. It's not going to be
Shit,
as cold as Chicago.
it get cold out there too. You ever been to Philly
They
in the
do,
winter?
but but it ain't going to be like it's not like Chicago. I actually checked the weather. It's
Okay.
like in the 40s, like I think 46 right now.
Well, I'm
But
about to say that's that global warming, but that's a whole nother story. I swear to God, it be cold as hell in Philly.
bro, it'd be cold on the East Coast. But
Oh,
yeah, man, I think yeah, it's definitely gonna be a close claim. I don't know specifically the stat score between the two quarterbacks, but I think it's gonna be I think Justin Fields is probably going to have like at least maybe 220 yards passing, 220 to 230 yards passing. Maybe I'd say maybe 60 yards rushing. One touchdown rushing, one touchdown passing. Jalen
Okay,
Hurts, he's gonna have at least maybe 245 yards. Um, he's gonna have at least
more,
um,
probably more.
one, two touchdown passing. He's gonna have maybe um, how many yards rushing? Maybe 45, 50 yards rushing. And yeah. And David Montgomery, I think he's gonna have maybe 65 yards rushing. And if Khalil
Nice
Herbert plays,
consider.
I think they're gonna be really conservative, kind of bring him on a little bit, maybe 40 yards
We'll
because he's
see.
coming back from injury.
Right, we'll see. We're gonna see. If you right, if you are right, and the Bears win this game, I'm gonna call your phone personally. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna call your phone personally. I'm gonna be like,
Oh
I'm gonna be
God, I
like,
hope
hey,
I'm right.
yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey, man, we need to do more predictions on your channel, just for good luck for the rest of the season, and see how it's gonna play out. Like I say, I'm about to say next time, see an outrageous prediction. Bears dropping 50 and see what's gonna happen. But like, let's see. Bears
Oh
dropping 50
man,
next time. So we gonna see, man. For real,
yeah.
for real though. I don't know.
But anyway,
Yep.
guys, thank y'all for watching this video, man. I like to
What's
thank
going on,
Jonathan.
CG?
What's going on, CG? Yeah, congratulations to your team. Oh yeah,
Hell
and Don
yeah.
Burris over here too.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations to your team, CG, for winning the NFC West title. Hope y'all do well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, I like to thank I thank you for coming, Jonah Pipney. I like to thank Don Burr, of course, CG, for coming on, and the other people who support this channel. Stay tuned for another video tomorrow where I do my post game show. See what gone right and what gone wrong, depending on the outcome of the
Yeah.
game. And also stay tuned for more videos that I'm going to be doing. With the Cubs signing Dansby Swanson, big free agent acquisition.
Yeah. Go
Chicago,
Cubs.
yeah, there you go. Go Cubs. White Sox signing Andrew Benintendi.
I
What
screw
else?
the Sox. Screw the Sox, even though I'm from the South Side. I'm
Yeah,
a Cubs
screw the
fan all
Sox. Screw the Sox. And and not only that, I'm probably gonna make a video about that improbable comeback that Minnesota made against the Indianapolis Colts. Man, did you see that game?
that was. I didn't watch the game.
That was an
I
epic
got the
collapse.
NFL. I got the NFL app. So every time when it said 33-0, I was like, God damn, Indianapolis. I said, okay. And then
Man,
next
it's
thing
that
you
Matt
know,
Ryan curse, bro.
right. Then after that, I get another alert. It says
Minnesota
game
Vikings
tied.
win.
It's no, it just said game tied.
Game
I
time.
said game tied. What do you mean 33? I said, God damn, I'm like, they
36 to
finna lose.
36 overtime.
No, it was when it was 33-33 game time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Matt Ryan finna blow it. I said, oh, it's over. It's over. He lost. It's
That
over.
guy's the most unluckiest player in the NFL right now. Well,
Now,
not only that, one of the most unluckiest all time.
right. Now, he will get the blame. It's his
Mm-hmm.
defense that should get blamed.
Yeah.
Okay? He can't do no more than that. His defense fucked him. Like royally. Like that was the defense. That was all defense right there. That was his defense fault.
Straight defense, man. Straight defense.
You know, it's his offensive coordinator should have never let the gas off the pedal. They should have been trying to score 50. And their defense,
Freaking Jeff Saturday.
right? And their defense just blew it. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I believe in people scoring on you like it's Madden. Don't stop. Just keep. Don't stop scoring. Just murder. Screw all that professionalism. Blow. If I end up blowing you out like the Bears did the Redskins back in the day. Right. I'm just saying, like, if they wind up blowing them out 73-0 like the Bears did the Redskins back in the day, then so be it. Because clearly up 33-0 ain't enough.
Exactly. Especially not in today's NFL.
Right. So you might as well just go ahead and just run it up on them no matter what until it say 0-0 in the fourth quarter. Because when you let the gas off the pedal, that's what happens. And, you know, Jeff Saturday looked like the saddest man in the world. He looked like he was ready to cry because that's what the hell I would be ready to do. I probably would have cried on TV. Like that was the
largest lead in NFL history like that. You were up 33-0. 33-0.
It happens, man. And now people saying, "Oh, fire Jeff Saturday." He can't play defense. He can't do that.
You need to cut the whole defensive team, man. They need to take their butt all the way back on a freaking bus ride or on a bike ride. You ain't.
I'll be trying to. If he can do it, I'd be trying to run them guys to death. Run them
on a football field.
Something, hell yeah! Because you ever did suicides on a football field?
Oh yeah, I done that. Yeah, it sucks.
Boy, right.
Especially during the hot summer.
Fully padded too, boy.
Yes.
But it's not what it do. It's not what it do. But yeah, that's basically what they deserve.
Anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you, man, Jonah Pitney, for coming, man. Stay tuned for more videos.
Much obliged, man.
Oh, no problem. Oh yeah, and also subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Jonah Pitney's channel. He be making boxing videos. He also be making Bears videos. So make sure you stay tuned for his updates and videos. But I'd like to thank all y'all guys for coming, man. This is your boy Kofi and my co-host Jonah Pitney, and I'm signing out.
Oh yeah, yes sir, appreciate it.
I was cut from a different cloth, don't got time for the bullshit. A lot of niggas done switched up, I done bossed up on some bullshit. Bank rolls is bustin', I fuck it off, it's nothing. I get it back in no time, them blue faces I'm touching. Yeah, my name say buzzin', I'm doing something you wasn't. Every day on the money chase, I get the shit from my brother. Time wait for nobody, I get to it and run it up. I've been trapping since back then, I seen a lot while coming up. I can't let shit slow me up, when they notice me, they know.